Specific knowledge. Sales skill are a form of a specific knowledge. There's such a thing as a natural in a sales. You run into them all the time in startups and venture capitalists. When you are meet someone who is a natural at sales, you just know they are amazing. They are really good at what they do. That is the form of a specific knowledge. Obviously, they learn somewhere, but they didn't learn it in a classroom settings. They learn probably in their childhood in the school yard. They learn negotiation with their parents, maybe some in generic components in the DNA. But you can improve sales skill. You can read Robert Cialdini. You can go to the sales training seminar. You can go to the door to door sales. It is a ritual, but it will train you very quickly. You can definitely improve your sales skill. When I talk about a specific knowledge, I mean figure out what you are doing as a kid or a teenager almost effortlessly. Something you don't even consider a skill, but people around you notice. Your mother or your best friend growing up would know. Examples for what your specific knowledge could be: sales skills and musical talents with the ability to pick up an instrument, and obsessive personality. You dive into the things and remember them quickly. Love for science fiction. You were into the reading of science fiction, which means you absorb a lot of knowledge very quickly. Planning a lot of games. You understand games theory pretty well. Gossiping, digging into your friend's network, that might make you into a very interesting journalist. The specific knowledge is sort of this wide combination of unique traits from the DNA, your unique upbringing, and your response to it. It almost bank into your personality and your identity. Then you can hone it. For example, I love to read and I love technology. I learn very quickly and I get bored fast. If I had gone into the profession where I was required to tunnel down for 20 years into the same topic, I wouldn't have worked. I have in a venture investing which require me to come up to speed very quickly on a new technology. I am rewarded for getting bored because new technology comes along. It matches up pretty well with the my specific knowledge and skill set. I wanted to be a scientist. That is where a lot of my moral hierarchy comes from. I view scientists as being at the top of the production chain for humanity. The group of scientists who have made real breakthrough and contribution probably added more human society, I think, than any single other class of human being. Not to take away anything from art of politics or engineering or businesses, but without science we don't still be scrambling in the dirt, fighting with a stick and trying to start fires. My whole value system was built around a scientist, and I wanted to be a great scientist. But when I actually look back at what I was uniquely good at and what is ended up spending my time doing, it was more around making money, think, tinkering with technology and selling people on things, explaining things and talking to people. I have some sales skill, which is a form of a specific knowledge. I have some analytical skill on how to make money, and I have this ability to observe data. observe about it and break it down. That is a specific skill that I have. I also love tinkering with the technology, and all of this stuff feels like play to me, but it looks like work to others. There are other people to whom these things would be hard, and they say, well, how do I get good at being pithy and selling ideas? Well, if you are not already good at it, or if you are not really into it, maybe it's not your thing. Focus on the things that you are really into. The first person to actually point out my real specific knowledge was my mother. She did it as an inside talking from the kitchen, and she did said it when I was 15 or 16 old. I am telling a friend of mine that I wanted to be an astrophysicist, and she said, "No, you are going to go into business." I was like, what? My mom is telling me I am going to be in business. I am going to be an astrophysicist. Mom doesn't know she's talking about, but mom knew exactly what she was talking about. A specific knowledge is found much more by pursuing your innate talents, your genius, curiosity, and your passion. It's not by going to school for whatever is the hottest job. It's not by going to whatever field investors say is the hottest. Very often, a specific knowledge is at the edge of knowledge. It's also stuff that's only now being figured out or is really hard to figure out. If you are not 100% into it, somebody else who is 100% into it will perform you, and they won't just outperform you by a little bit. They will outperform you by a lot, because now you are operating the domain of ideas. Compounding interest really applies, and leverage really applies.